right, welcome back. It's been a day already and it's only 1 o'clock. That's what happens when you get up at 5 a.m. and you get in an early workout in your home gym. You start seeds, you work out in the garden, dig up some grass for the new project. More to come on that. I hope you guys are enjoying the content I've put out recently. I notice I'm getting some comments. I really enjoy that when I get comments from you all. Today's video, as I had talked about in other videos, is on how I'm propagating things like my fig tree. Look at all those figs, and we're December 8th, okay, 2024. My tie dwarf mulberry, I've propagated that tree before, and my son must have about a dozen, and I've given quite a few away. I never sell anything. They're gifts. Today, I'm going to do 5 cuttings from my olive trees. So I'll show you how I do that. But first, it's been a little bit since I've given you all kind of an update on how things are growing. So there's probably more video of the small greenhouse, this greenhouse, the raised bed outside the greenhouse, and a little bit of the food forest. If you don't want to watch that, feel free to go towards the end where there's just a few minutes on how I'm propagating. Again, we'll see how this turns out. Again, I know the mulberries have done really well. I've done figs. That's where this fig tree came from. It was a cutting from my mother's fig tree. I think I took 5 or 6 cuttings. I ended up with 4. Again, over the winter, quite a few years ago, I got them to root, and then I potted them up, and by the spring they were ready to be moved into bigger pots or put in the ground. Really into olive trees right now, so I'm really curious to see if this will work as well as it does for the mulberries, and if I can get more figs, I'm all about that as well. Enjoy the video. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying this content. If you want to see how these are propagating, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, because you're going to want to know if it is successful or not. And I'd hit that little notification bell, because then you'll know when I do an update. I'm going to start doing shorter updates. I think I've covered as much as I can. For now, I've shown you seed starting, the succession planting, hook and wicket. I've done a lot of stuff over the years. And so again, the next few videos going forward will be quick updates on the propagating, how the garden's coming along, what's working, what isn't, as we get more into the winter from beautiful, sunny Florida, Zone 9B. All right, see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. December 8th, here in sunny Florida, Zone 9B. Current project. Going to be a red clay brick patio, a little bit of olive trees, flower beds. This is all going to be the red brick with the path. I've relocated sprinkler system, and I have to be careful. I do have some wires here that control the valves for the sprinkler system. All this will be dug out. This will be a pathway. That's a new olive tree in the ground. Quick tour before we talk about the subject of today's video. Small greenhouse. 4 heads of the pak choi. Once they're out, I'll replant this. Look at the mushrooms. That's healthy soil right there. This is a living soil. I have tomato plants and other vegetables. That's probably eggplant if I had to guess, because I had eggplants here. Might leave those. Volunteer tomato plant, but this is going to get replanted once I amend it, and that's just going to be a thin layer of compost, a little fertilizer, and this will probably be more lettuce or pak choi. Here's our carrots in here. Nice size. They're starting to develop nicely. Nice bed of carrots. Basil, Swiss chard. Now this was that bed of pak choi that again was that succession. I've harvested 1, 2, 3, 4. Those were gifts to friends. We got to eat this before it gets too big. I just planted in the other greenhouse, you'll see in a minute, some of the mini pak choi. I just Took care of my plants here. These are broccoli plants, and by that I mean just get rid of a lot of the lower leaves so it's not robbing the plant of energy, and come in here and remove some of the weeds or other volunteer plants. All right, let's circle around here. Well, sweet potato volunteer. I don't mind a few because I'll get a couple of sweet potatoes and we'll see what happens from there. Again, more broccoli. You can see the height here. This is over 3 feet. I have a fennel in the back. Look at that. All right, I did plant that. Look at how nice that is. That'll make it into soup one of these days. More broccoli, another sweet potato, more broccoli, carrots in the back. Now, a few videos ago, they weren't looking so good. We get some nice carrots. All right, let's go take a look at the big one. Right, love the sound of those shells. Sweet potato and eggplant. It's a Black Beauty. Okay, I'm gonna take you down row by row. That is a broccoli plant. Again, succession. There's the red butter lettuce and the green. I just spoke about my mini pak choi right here. I did a dozen of them yesterday. All right, we still have some lettuce, different stages. All right, I'm going to stick down this row. More lettuce. Last week I harvested out a large escarole head, went in soup, and I sauteed escarole beans, garlic, and a little pancetta. All right, the basil's taking a hit now. All right, we still have some nice leaves. I did start basil seeds. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Here's the fennel. Look at that. I'm gonna have lots of heads of fennel or bulbs. Broccoli. 2 weeks ago, these went in the ground, so we're another 2 weeks or so away from harvesting. Broccoli. There's a volunteer Black Beauty eggplant back over there. More carrots. Here's the cabbage. Nice solid head. As I'm grabbing that, it's solid. So now it's just a matter of how big before I harvest. I have been removing these lower leaves. Again, I don't want it to use a lot of energy on the big leaves. I do leave some, and we have various stages, so I might harvest this soon. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more broccoli. Volunteer tomato plant. I mean, folks, take a look at that. Gorgeous, right? More broccoli, more fennel. Been taking small fennel for our salads. More cabbage. All right, what did we talk about last video? Get rid of those suckers. Look at that, a double sucker. That's a healthy plant. Oh, look what we have here. The broccoli, more broccoli. I have carrots down below. This is kale. Take a look at the big ones I have. Again, another volunteer tomato plant with fruit on it. Carrots, beet, radicchio lettuce. These are broccoli. I've potted these up. I'm not ready to plant yet, so I've put them in a 4-inch pot, and they'll get bigger, and then we'll plant them. Here's lettuce now that it's starting to form that nice head I talk about. This is a tomato plant from sucker. This thing was struggling, and it looks like it's standing up now. Here's another tomato plant from seed. That's thyme. All right, let's take a look at the next row. Before we head down that next row, here is more red lettuce. All right, I had to germinate them inside, and then I bring them outside. I don't care how they look right now. A little leggy, but that's what happens. This is Greek oregano. This is more thyme, more beets. I'm gonna have to thin this out. More broccoli. Again, I'll pot these up. These are cauliflower back there. I'll pot those up. And here's lettuce. This was the seeds that my grandson started, so they're coming along nicely. Let's take a look at the roots. Oh yeah, see that? They're ready. I could put those in the ground now. All right, let's head down this row. Red butter lettuce, pak choi. I have basil. This is rosemary. I've got 1, 2, 3 that germinated. This is more green lettuce, more green lettuce. Again, started the same as the red, but they seem to be doing a little better. Pak choi. Okay, my Greek oregano. It's doing well. So here, Greek oregano, and I didn't date it, but anyway, it's looking good. There it is there. This is amazing. This is more broccoli. Now, our volunteer tomato plants. Look at that rack of tomatoes. Nice. Even up here. Flowers are going to fruit. Here's another volunteer tomato, a different variety. Right? Nice. Lettuce I planted recently. More broccoli, lettuce. There's a broccoli plant. I just planted this one. It was in a 4-inch pot. I did this about 2 days ago. So you're getting the theme here, right? Succession means I have to have plants that maybe are this size. This way, they're going to start giving me a head of broccoli sooner than later. There's our radicchio. Here's another volunteer tomato plant. We've talked about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 racks and more flowers. Radicchio, more lettuce. These are the Roma. Look at that. Starting to turn. Okay, it's a shorty. Again, a volunteer. Here's another volunteer tomato plant. These are a bigger cherry. More lettuce interplanted. Here's another volunteer. More tomatoes. 2, 3, 4 racks. And it's about 6 feet tall, easy. Broccoli. I'm taking about a head every other day. More broccoli plants. Broccoli. Look at this. 1 rack, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a double. 6, 7. And then we get into the flowers. I mean, talk about thriving. Broccoli. Look at tomato plant. Remember the last video? Lower and lean. It's starting to lean on this wicket. Here's the next one. Here's one on this wicket. System's working great, and I just did this, and look already. I've got growth. I got to get rid of this big sucker here. Continue. More lettuce. This is that mini pak choy. Again, spreading it out. There's more. There's more lettuce, more broccoli. Next row. Here we go. Broccoli. These are supposed to be Roma. They look a little, the shape looks a little questionable, a little suspect. Pak choy, again, these need to be harvested. A little bit of pest pressure, right? Not much. I mean, again, look as we're going through this. You're not seeing a lot of bug damage. That's a tear, another head. Look at the racks, starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 6 over here. 7, 8. And flowers up top. More tomatoes over there. More broccoli. Swiss chard. Look at these racks of tomatoes. I mean, you get any better? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back here. 5 racks. These things just want to grow suckers. I got to get rid of them. I just did that a few days ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 racks. 5th starting right here. Here's the collards. Whoop, that got torn. I harvested, look at the size of that leaf. I just gave my neighbor Shirley a bunch of these leaves. This is just for her. Now, I did make a ham soup. I put some of that in there on the theme of the collards with a ham hock. All right, more tomatoes. Okay, look at the oblong shape. This is probably a volunteer Roma. Here's more collards, another tomato, and we get into the radicchio. All right, let's just start with the fig tree. Look at all those figs. And we're talking December 8th here. I'm getting a few figs a day that start to turn, and from there I harvest them and put them on my counter. Here's the other fig tree. Smaller, but it's producing fruit. We have figs. There we go. My olive starts here, these branches, again, subject of our video. Again, this is getting kind of lengthy, but I'm looking for roots coming out of the bottom. This other one here, it won't pick up, tells me it's rooted. I don't want to pick it up just yet. This is that Meyer lemon tree. I don't know how that'll do. Now, carrot row. I interplanted some kale, and you could barely see the Black Beauty eggplants. Well, they actually, I'm sorry, those are Rosa Bianca, the purple and white. I get in here and get rid of some of these lower leaves, because they end up just getting with, it's too easy for the bugs to get to them. All right, now I gotta come through here. I gotta get these weeds out of here. I gotta run my wire hoe. Lots of carrots. Here's the eggplant, carrots, another eggplant. This is a little tight here. More carrots, more broccoli coming into the aisle here. Step across. All right, we're starting to get the formation of fruit. Here's one here, we're flowering. I haven't taken a good look here, so let's see if we actually have an eggplant. I haven't had any yet, but you can see there's lots of flowers. You need those before you get any fruit, so let's see, hopefully soon. We haven't had eggplant in a while. Look at this broccoli spilling over. Another head, another head. Stick on this aisle. Carrots all through here. I've been harvesting them. They're getting bigger and bigger. Okay, the raised garden bed, broccoli, carrots interplanted. They're all doing good. They're getting to be big, so we're gonna get some carrots out of it, I should say. And we have 3 heads of volunteer. We're gonna wrap this up and then we'll get into the video. Here's another olive tree. It wants to lean this way a little bit, so I'm gonna have to stake it up a little bit. It's doing really well. Let's come down over here. Food forest. The sweet almond's been removed. We're into the, this is a Thai dwarf mulberry. These branches, if I can get them before we get a hard cold here, I've been cutting them and we're propagating. You'll see that. These are fire bushes here. They need to be planted. Sweet potato growing. I do this mainly that when I do clean this out, I'll get a couple of sweet potato and it gives me the vines to make sweet potato slips. There's a fire bush. These cranberry hibiscus, I'm gonna pull those out, pot them up for a friend. Fakahatchee, that's Fakahatchee grass. Plum, white peach got put in the ground. I need to do some weeding, get some mulch down here, but those are those purple flowers that are in that bed, this pot. But we'll make it look pretty around there. And we'll go down here. White peach needs to be trimmed up. The cardinal just flew out of this. And I wanted to get to the broccoli here. Again, these were in 4-inch pots and I put them in the ground. So we have 4, 8, 10, 11. Today we're going to talk about propagating. This is a mulberry cutting. I have fig cuttings. And I'm going to show you a olive branch cutting. All right. So as I planted my olive trees, I cut some branches. From there I've trimmed them, and we have these points here, nodes, and it's cut on an angle. I'm going to dip it in root hormone, and we're going to place it in this pot extra deep to help with the formation of roots. So let's take a look at what that process looks like. All right. As I always say, I hope this is a good angle. Again, there's my branch. There's my root hormone. And we're going to dip it in. All right. And as always, I'm trying to liberally coat this. That's dangerous. And basically, I'm going to push it right down the center until it bottoms out. Let me just put the cap on this, and we'll get a little bit closer look. So there we go. All right, it's in there. From there, I'll water it in. Hose should still be on. Yeah. All right. With good watering. There you have it. I need to label it now. Oh, there he is, Gino. It's warming up. I don't think he needs his sweater anymore. Anyway, so basically I didn't get a chance to propagate these right away. So when I trimmed them, they've been sitting in a bucket of water. And what I'm trying to do is, you see how that kind of has a split formation there? This way, as it grows up, I end up with a tree that'll start with a nice thick base and splits into 2. So I'm going to go ahead and propagate these other 4. There's the process right here. As you saw, let me take you right here, and you could see I've got fig cuttings right here. There's another one. They're a little dry, so I need to water them today. And I have mulberry cuttings. So we're going to do 3 types of propagating for my fig tree, my tie dwarf mulberry, and on my olive tree. What? You don't propagate? It's contagious, so I'm going to give you that word of caution. There we go. 5 cuttings here. I have 2 over there. I've talked about them before. That's it. If you have any question, comments, leave them below. And, you know, listen, I don't monetize anything here. Take what you want from my videos. I try and share what I've learned. This is an instance where you might want to subscribe and hit the notification button so you can see the updates, because I will update throughout the course of the winter. Remember, it's December 8th. It's a Sunday. Probably 30 days or so. My other ones I started November 16th. So again, stay tuned if you're interested. If you're not, I'm still going to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.